What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,400 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. And I know that this is such an overused term, but we're living in unprecedented times, y'all. All right, so we are quarantining, we are social distancing, and right now is probably not the best time to go to the ER in case you do have an emergency that really needs. Now, if you are having some kind of issue and you absolutely need to be in a hospital, then yes, of course, go. But I am speaking with today Dr. Kimmel from UpswingHealth.com. Hey, Dr. Kimmel.
Hi, Ash. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And, like I was saying before, we're going through such a crazy time in our country, and I think some people are becoming hypochondriacs, and they're just, oh my gosh, I got, a rug burn. I'm going to go to the ER to get it taken care of. Now is not the best time to be going to the ER, correct?
Oh, you're absolutely right. For a long time, you wouldn't want to go to the ER for unnecessary things. But now, in the age of the virus, for a lot of reasons, you don't want to go to the ER, right? You don't want to potentially be exposed to people who are sick. And for sure, we want to make sure that all of our frontline, healthcare people in the emergency room are taking care of all the people with the virus and not taking care of people who perhaps could find a different path to recovery.
Yes. Now, what about people that have young children? And we all know that they've got some energy in them. There's a lot of energy going around with these small kids that are having issues and having accidents. Say one of them breaks their arm or something of that nature. What would be your recommendation given our situation?
Well, certainly, and that's happening a lot, right? I mean, kids are cooped up and they're running around, and of course they fall and hurt themselves. And if someone has an obviously broken arm, if it's really swollen, if the kid stops using their arm, or if they can't walk at all on it, then of course they should go to the emergency room. All orthopedic doctors like me feel that there are times that you need to do that. What we were saying is that there are other times where, let's say the child just bumps his elbow and he is clearly uncomfortable and crying, but it looks like he's moving it and starting to play again. This is not the time to go to the ER just to be sure that there's not something broken. Maybe a better way to do would be to come to a site like ours, like Upswing, and talk to one of the doctors, and they may be able to tell you that, that can wait, and maybe see your pediatrician the next day or two, as opposed to going to the emergency room.
Yeah. So you guys at Upswing, have you been getting an influx of people contacting you about injuries?
Oh, we definitely do. So we have a great site where people can come and we can ask them some questions using what we call our symptom checker. And then you can actually immediately talk to a certified athletic trainer, someone who, works for the high schools or colleges and takes care of athletes. And many times they can help you decide what's the right path. Is that something that really needs to go to the emergency room? Then of course go. But maybe that's something that you can put some ice on and wait for the next day. But sometimes that's not enough, so we have a group of doctors that can do a telemedicine visit with you as well. For a long time, people were not really adopting telemedicine, but now in the age of the virus, a lot of doctors are providing it, and Upswing is a great place to go if you have a joint or a muscle kind of problem, to talk to a sports medicine doctor.
Gotcha. Now, what would you say are some symptoms that someone actually needs to go to the ER despite our situation right now?
Right, that's really an important question. So if you have a bone that's obviously broken and crooked, or what we would call in the old days a compound, we all call an open fracture, then that clearly needs to go immediately to the emergency room. Yeah. If you have looks like there's a joint that's not right in place, or you can't move it at all, you need to go to the emergency room. If you have some increasing like numbness or weakness, absolutely. And then, of course, not so much in the children as much, but in the adults, you want to also make sure that it's really not something else, right? If you have a really high fever or some swelling in a joint, and you have some chest pain or shortness of breath or any of those things, then of course you have to go to the emergency room. It may not be an orthopedic problem. But that's a lot of times that you don't have any of those things, and we still see a lot of people going to the emergency room when perhaps there are other ways to get some advice.
Yeah. What would you say, Dr. Kimmel, are some things that people can do or keep in their house just in case we end up in a situation like this again, to help prevent or possibly treat an injury at home?
Well, that's a good question. So for a lot of injuries, we still think that rice is the best thing. So that's resting, icing, putting C is compression, and putting a little brace or bandage on it, and elevation if it's a limb. So rice is usually the best thing to do to start, which would mean having some ice around and some ability to put some type of bandage or splint on if you have it, and if you don't, then simply elevating and rest is a good way to start.
Gotcha. Dr. Kimmel, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you and all of your time and your efforts and your team. Appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much for helping us to get the word out.
Yes, and let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys if they have any questions or any concerns.
Yes, it's upswinghealth.com. Come to our website, and we'll be happy to help you. And an important point for all of your listeners, Ash, is that during the entire virus crisis, all of our services, including the telemedicine visits with the doctors, are free. We're really trying to do our part to help keep people out of the emergency room and to help take care of them during the crisis.
Wow, that's amazing. Kudos to you and your team. Kudos on that.
Well, thank you.
And I thank each and every one of you for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Till next time, you guys.